We are we are live. This is the Lynn and Sheryl show, and we are silly as heck today, and it's going to be a fast one today. So we're just going to get a head start on the spring by saying we're going to spring ahead for sure. We'll be right back after this. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Lynn and Sheryl show. I'm Lynn Serrano, and I've got next to me the most beautiful.
I'm Cheryl.
Oh my goodness. I feel like spring is coming, and it is. I guess daylight saving is going to be here next week or
Sunday.
Sunday. And so I was just talking yesterday about not needing a calendar to celebrate things, but I guess you need a calendar for daylight savings.
No, you don't. You wake up, and if you've got the right kind of clocks, they automatically save daylight savings.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't shut my cell phone down often, and sometimes it takes shutting them down in order to get the right time. So they work only as good as the person that handles them sometimes.
That's why they do it on the weekend, I think, because that if you're lucky, you've learned 12 hours ahead so you can go to work the next day.
Well, I always find it's easier to fall back and have that extra hour in the winter, but I find it's always harder for me to spring ahead. Cuz like if you were going to church on that Sunday, it's like, "Oh, I can't get up. I can't do it."
Well, they say, I was reading it yesterday, and that to the week before, every day change your bedtime by 15 minutes and catch yourself up to where it goes. I guess it's a good idea. I fight it through. Hey, I like daylight savings time. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the light, earlier and having light out when I wake up. I love that. As soon as I see light, I am up. I don't care how much I didn't sleep the night before. I've got to be up. It's just
It's
I
the other way
can't.
around, sweetie. It'll be dark.
No, no, but I mean, yeah, it'll still be dark. But what I'm still saying is like good example when I come over out west, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
it's like for me, um, I'm used to getting up at 7 o'clock. That would be 9 o'clock your time. Well, I don't care if I didn't, the lights out. Or lights on. I got to be up. I'm like, forget the fact that I didn't sleep enough, and I don't use the excuse of the 2 hour difference, but it is an adjustment.
Hey,
It
I'm
re-
going to wake up at 5 o'clock Eastern time, regardless where I'm at. The body is tuned into 5 o'clock. It takes me if I stay somewhere maybe 2 weeks, it'll change. But my eyes are wide open at 5. I don't care which coast I'm on.
Okay, but what about springing ahead? So right now, have you been 5 o'clock since springtime or the fall time, or does your body also adjust that?
It'll adjust in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
And so, but that's fine with me. I mean, I could probably use an extra hour of getting stuff done, but I
Oh,
just, but it's staying up later, so it adjusts normally because of the body eventually has got to have X amount of sleep. So,
yeah.
but it takes a while. I just don't pay. Maybe I just don't pay attention to it like other people do. I just
Well, you know what? We're gonna follow up with you and see how long it took you. I'm gonna ask you that in a couple weeks and say, "How are you still up at 5 o'clock fall time or springtime?" Have you got your? Yeah, we do eventually catch up with our system and how we are. So I guess that's true. But springing ahead, it's one of those things that. So do you find at this time of year your mind is shifting because the excitement of more light or more like, do you feel, a shift in you at this time of seasons?
I do because my body is automatically when it gets dark of the evening, it assumes okay, it doesn't assume it's time to go to bed, but it assumes it's time to start shutting down. And so I like the extra time of the evening. I get a whole lot more done, and plus I enjoy sitting outside. And it's a lot longer time you can do that and not have to work by the clock quite as much. I feel more tied into the clock during this time of the year.
Hi, Raditia. I want to say hello to you. Namaste. And I've got my friend. She's at the doctor's here. And let's see. Carrie says, "Oh, can I?
Oh
Oh,
my.
have fun with that. I'll say a little prayer for you, girl." Matter of fact, we're in 10 minutes. We're leaving the show here because I got to go to the doctor's. I got to go to my lipedema kind of appointment. So we're gonna drop this like it's hot here in less than 10 minutes. But seriously, the springing ahead for me is like, I get that winter depression. I mean, depression tries to get me all over the place, but I don't allow it. But I'll tell you what really does help me is definitely trying to the sun. I mean, just being outside in the sun just makes me happy, and it really does help. And I've got this man here. Listen to see what I can learn. Oh, thank you, Jerry. Other than we love you so much, I know I love you, and yeah. So that's Cheryl's other half. So, and then there's Debbie. She just came out. Which Debbie, I just want you to know, and I'll let the guests know right now. I just made this executive decision without my partner, and I hope she'll be okay with this. But our guest next week on the Fabulous Show with Debbie is going to be Sheryl. We are going to have her with our presence on our show next week. So yeah, I'm super excited, and Debbie's going to ask the questions, and I'm going to get to do the producing, and that's a super fabulous thing. And she's oh yay, hooray. I knew she'd be excited about that. So, and tomorrow we have my friend Miss Elite South Carolina, Laura Smith on my show with yeah, you're right. Sheryl is amazing. She is
Thank you
amazing.
both.
And
I,
so yeah,
you make
so
me blush. Yeah, all
well,
right.
actually, we were talking how amazing you are and being a Zig Ziglar coach and everything. And we're just like the wisdom you have, and she loves your personality. We were just talking about you this morning, and then I was like, oh, can we have you next week? And I know how busy your schedule is, so we are both honored that you're going to be on our show next week. And so that's just And I want to get back to yes, the sun is the best, and it just living in Syracuse, we had so much years of being there with the snow and all that stuff that I do love the spring. I mean, I just love the spring, and it just does something. So happy about that. Yay. I figured you would be. So springing forward is just for me. I feel like, we get Easter and it's one of those things where it excites me. I mean, I just all of a sudden like, where did Lynn just pop up from? It just really does help me. And yes, we are just talking about her. That yes, we were. We were talking about how much we admire you and love you and cherish you. And you don't even look your age. I'm not gonna oust you, but you just
Well,
yeah.
thank you.
And you're I love the wisdom you have, Sheryl, is it just I love it. I mean, to realize that you just get to a point in life where you realize we do fret about a lot of things. We worry about things that we shouldn't worry. And I'm just learning so much from you and your facade and just your class. And I just love everything about you. And I just instantly, like Debbie, when I met Debbie, I loved her right away. I love you right away. It's definitely we're human beings with energy, and it's one of those things that you just know who you love. You just know you love them and you respect them, and it's just an honor. So
And
I
you don't learn it all out of books. A lot of times you learn it because you screwed it up. I
yeah,
mean, I have a lot more horror stories than you will at your age because you learn from life. And I came from a different era than you did.
yeah,
I came from an era when you had to learn. You had to learn or not survive. Nowadays, a lot of people tend to wade through regardless of what they do or don't learn. But I mean, I was born in 51. Okay, that back in that era, we were coming out. Everything was country. It seemed like now everything that I lived in that was country did like spring ahead. It's all city now. It's wall to wall houses, wall to wall cars. And it's no wonder that people get stressed out. So, I mean, I used to could go out in my yard and scream, and I didn't have to worry about somebody calling the police.
yeah. And I mean, I've seen that here since Billings. I came here in 93 and there were 72,000. Now we got over 150,000 or something. And I didn't tell nobody back east about Montana. Shoot. Well, when I got here in April, it'll be 29 years in April I got here. I sent my mom a video of a mile marker outside of town, 17 miles, with all the deer that were roaming and stuff. This is downtown Billings, Mom. You can't bring your car downtown. Because she's like, what do you need? What don't you have over there? It's like people really think like, like there's nothing out here.
And
And
it's not what you don't have, it's what you do have.
yeah,
You have a little bit of peace and quiet. You have normal days. You have all the not the hustle and the bustle. You've got time to think. And like I say, you can go outside and you're not bombarded with people. To me, that's great. The younger generation like all the crowds. I like crowds that I want to be in, but there's times when I want to get away from them too.
that's me. That's one thing we have in common. Well, when I hung out with you, we didn't talk much. We didn't have to. We just hung out. That's like the best.
We didn't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, we didn't have to go nowhere. We didn't have to. We just were being. We didn't have to rush and do different activities or anything like that. And we went out to a nice dinner, and every night I went swimming, and I love that. I miss that. Except by that, I'd be racing the noise with the what are they? What kind of
Tree frogs.
tree frogs? Yeah, we'd start talking, and then they just have to be louder than we were.
And they started up. My backyard sounds just like that now. It's unreal.
Oh, really? And so in the winter, you don't really hear them?
Started about a week ago.
Oh, see, they're springing up.
Mhm.
All the stuff that starts springing, and I mean,
Mating season there, and
yeah,
you can hear you can distinct between what they're, the mating calls and just the screeches. Especially the bullfrogs. We actually had 5 here at one time, the big bullfrogs. And
wow.
we named them because they were all different. Their vocals were different. And so when we lost one, we knew exactly which one was gone. It was really, it's interesting if you take the time, and that's the problem nowadays. People don't take the time, but if you take the time to listen, it's amazing what you can hear.
Well, it's funny because in Puerto Rico they got frogs and they call them coqui, coqui, because that's for them. The frogs there go coqui, coqui, coqui. So that's their like mascot or whatever you want to call the little frog. But those frogs those Puerto Rican frogs are different than the frogs you got in your backyard. So I'll definitely say that. Oh my goodness. So springing ahead, it's nice. I mean, we do have mosquitoes that are annoying, but the birds, I love the birds in the morning. Oh, are you hearing birds over there? Or are you too cold over there?
Oh no, I've saw the bluebirds have come in. I saw a couple cardinals, so they're starting to chirp. I can hear them of a morning when they start chirping. So yeah, we're pretty much moved in the direction of spring. The buttercups or daffodils, I don't know what you call them there, they're up. And that's about the only thing blooming right now, but everything's getting green. It's, to use your word, it's amazing. It's my
See,
time of year.
yes, and you see, that's the thing. If we're so conditioned and we learn things that all of a sudden become regular to us, like knowing when the clock is changing and our bodies are changing there, and the forwardness of knowing that soon, you'll hear the birds and the flowers will come out and all those things springing ahead. So just imagine when you're having tough times, if you could just spring ahead in your mind to the things to look forward to. And if you could look back and think of the things that weren't as glorious, but yet you can convert those into better perspective of the past and bring forward just the goodness. How amazing your life is when you start playing a different record, a new record in your mind and not the old one. So,
It's time to
oh,
break the old record.
yes, you heard that Cheryl has a back a gorgeous background. You know, she's in Ken Wall's group, right? And I can
We
attest to
enjoy
that.
it.
Yes, and I enjoyed it, but you guys can't know the address because that's where I hide. That's my
That's her
hideout.
hideaway.
Yeah, I trust me, I am not going to give you the address at all.
But I
But
want everybody that's listening or will be listening to think about how you feel as you move into spring and hold on to that feeling. I mean, yes, it's going to get hot and we're going to get bitchy again because it's hot instead of cold. But yeah, look at it that way. But keep holding on to the spring feelings because they're so much different than any other time of the year. I do this as I go into fall also. Your body and your mind changes. So take these two times in your life to have a memory to carry you through the days it's too cold and the days it's too hot. And that's my 2 cents worth.
and always remember that if you look around, you can also see the beauty, but you can also look around and see how grateful you can be for the situation you're in. When you look around and you see some things that are not as glorious, that should tell you, boy, I'm really thankful for where I'm at, because someone always has it worse than you do. And it doesn't take long to look around and realize, wow, it's not as bad as I thought. So, with that, I want to close out and wish everybody a great day. And I look forward to next week. Wednesday we'll be here, and then Thursday we'll have Sheryl. So I'm super excited. Thank you, Sheryl, for accepting our invitation to be on the show next week. So,
I will see you all
okay.
at a different time next
All
week.
right. Yep. And we're all going to be an hour earlier. So technically, so, or we're springing ahead. So I don't know. Let's not go. That's
Go with
just,
her.
yeah.
She's not here today.
Okay. We're out of here.
Y'all.
Goodbye, Lynn. Bye, Sheryl.